Hey, welcome to a new segment that I've decided to do called Personal Finance 101. Now, I just want to clarify, I'm no pro, I have no letters after my name, I have nothing that would qualify me to give any form of financial advice or speak to an independent financial advisor before you do anything. However, I have had a lot of painful experience and I'm still learning day by day, and so I just wanted to share 5 things that have been super useful for me. I'll do one each week for the next 5 weeks, focusing on practical tips, hard-earned experience, and hopefully this will be useful for you. I can't give you any professional advice, as I say, but if you can draw something out of this that would be useful for you and can forge your own path and get some independent advice, then all the better. This is just my journey. So why personal finance? The fact of the matter is, I've seen so many people make financial decisions, myself primarily included, that have left them in pain or in uncomfortable situations for years to come. Lack of financial literacy or the ability to be able to manage your finances, to me, is one of the biggest scourges in mankind right now. Yes, you know, obesity is an issue. Yes, like overall education, we need to address that. But if you are unable to manage your finances, it touches every single area of your life: your health, your relationships, your career, your ability to do fun things. It's sort of, money doesn't buy you happiness, but money does buy you choice, and that's why it's important to know how to manage it. So that's why I want to do this, to give you some top tips. So the key thing when you're working through this process is to know what your goal is. When you're talking about personal finance, what's the point of managing your finances well, apart from overall understanding and being able to be a good steward, guardian of what you've got? That in itself is useful. But if you're just about to start looking into personal finance now, be very clear as to what your goal is, and I would write that down on a big piece of paper. I would even visualize it, draw a picture of where it is you want to go. Is it that you want to go to university? Is it that you want to clear yourself of debt? Is it that you want to prepare yourself for when you have a wedding? Is it that you want to be able to be wealthy? For me, I want to be a philanthropist. So basically that means that I want, first, to be out of debt, because that kills me, but 2, to be in a position of wealth where I can bless my family and other people. I want to build wealth in such a way that it can flow through me into other people's lives and learn some lessons along the way, which does unfortunately mean it probably won't come quick and it will be painful, but nothing that's really worth it does come fast, right? Like a quick fix diet or quick fix relationship. I'm not sure where I'm going with that. Anyway, so my goal is to be a philanthropist. What's yours? Have a little think. So today, the one thing I want to talk to you about very briefly is knowing where you're at. It's really useful when you're starting off on a journey of personal finance to consider your net worth. So what's net worth? Net worth is ultimately how much you're worth, not as a person, not as a human soul, not all your emotions or your contribution to humanity, I mean financially. So that is the total of your assets minus your liabilities. So assets are things that appreciate in value, so things that are of worth. So they could be savings, bonds, investments, could be your house, could be something you own that's particularly valuable. For me, it's quite simple because I don't own very much. It's just a case of looking at what's in my savings, what's in my bank balance, what do I own that's of worth. That's my assets. And then liabilities are things where you've got an obligation attached to them, or things that will depreciate, i.e. go down in value over time. For me, again, it's pretty simple. I've got student loan debt, I've got some credit card debt, and I've got some other, I've got a course that I'm paying off at the same time. So I know that those are my liabilities. So I literally take all my savings and the money that I have, I minus my liabilities, and that's what brings me out at my net worth. I'd really encourage you to do that. It is pretty tricky, but without some form of diagnostic, you're never really going to know where you're going. It can be quite uncomfortable, but you've got to remember what your goal is in this. What's your vision in doing this? There will be painful steps that you need to take. Think of it in relation to fitness. If you want to be ripped as Schwarzenegger, or if you want to be the leanest, big bootiest girl, apparently big booties is a big thing for girls, I was told today, but yeah, anyway, you're not going to get it in a quick fix. It's going to take time, it's going to take pain, it's going to take investment. But the same reason that you jump on the scales at the beginning of your fitness journey is the same reason that you need to know what your net worth is, because if you don't know what you're starting with, then how on earth can you move forward. So work out your net worth. Put it in a Google Doc, put it in a spreadsheet, get it all out in front of you. It's so useful just to be able to see all your money's there, because once you can visualize it and see it, you can actually take ownership over it. And well done for even doing that, because even though it's painful, you're 500 miles further down the road than a lot of people for the fact that, one, you're even watching this video and you're interested, or maybe you're just being a nice friend to me, or two, the fact that you're actually aware of where you sit in your finances. So, yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, it's not nice. I was way in the minus when I looked at mine, but at least from that point, I knew where I was to move forward. You know your goal, you know your starting point, you know where you can move forward from there. The mere fact that we're having this conversation to myself, to you, shows that it matters to you, and I'm excited that I can potentially share something that would be of use to you moving forward. Next time, we're going to be talking about some key practical things that I've done in terms of managing my money, things that I've learned from various people. I hope you find that useful. I'd love to hear back from you in terms of what money looks like for you, or like sort of struggles that you have. I don't have all that much experience, but I think, to be honest, money is such a taboo. People don't like to talk about it. People don't like to voice it. But like anything that you keep in secret or you feel awkward about, it can be really debilitating. Shame can creep in. But if you can find someone that you trust to talk to about it, if it isn't me, then someone that you know, someone who is safe with that information, even just sharing the state of your finances or having that conversation with someone that will keep it to themselves, removes the shame. So talk about it with someone you trust. You've got it in a document. You're moving forward in this process. That in itself is massive. I look forward to seeing you make some great gains. Hopefully you'll learn some things, and I'm definitely learning things every single day. So that was one from my Personal Finance 101. Know where you're at. Look forward to you next week. I will. Look forward to speaking to you next week and doing this. Have a great weekend, guys.